one.
Let's go. This is my 80s podcast. You put the boom boom into my heart. If you love the 80s, you're exactly where you should be. So please, please, please take a look at this. My name's Jason. This is You Put the Boom Boom Into My Heart. I need to go to say Back to the Boom Boom Cupboard every time I do this, because I do that. Because I do the live every week, I'm so used to saying that. Right, I'm here. So I'm here with Nikki. So I've challenged. They all challenged me. So the first one that's coming out, everyone challenged me to watch some great 80s films. So I've turned it back. So the films they challenged me to, I'm making them watch them. So Nikki's got Return to Oz.
I never ever thought this would come back and bite me.
What did you think?
Listen, look, I feel like I've returned to sanity rather than returned from Oz, but look, it's one of those. Yeah, I love it.
Do you know what? I mean, I think I must have watched it a long, long time ago. But you know, the only thing that bothered me more than anything else was the fact that is right at the beginning. Do you know, like where because they think she's made it all up, and they think
they put her in the insane asylum.
Yeah, and it was like, this can't be a kid's. This can't. They're tying her down to like give her a brain treatment and fry her head. And I just think
so weird. And do you know what? It was weird because knowing that I had to watch it, and because I promised I would, and I did, but I dragged my 12-year-old in the psychotic world of Oz with me. I took him with me, and he just kept asking questions like, why does that chicken talk?
Kids are great at that. It's like I've watched films, and when they go, "What? I have no idea. I've not watched it. I've no idea. I've not watched it." You know what I mean? But what I found with this, I think we've all got a perception of the Wizard of Oz, haven't we? I mean, now we're Wicked and all that that's come out, but we all have a perception of Wizard. And for me, it was just, I was just done by the brain freezing and trying to give her an electric shock. That threw me off right at the beginning, and then I just don't think I ever got myself
recovered.
And then we met, met those things on wheels.
Oh, the Wheelers. It's funny because I never actually thought about it before, but like Josh would just come up with these random things. Like he would say, like, where did the chicken come from?
Yeah.
Like the chicken wasn't in the hospital, Mum. So where's the chicken come from?
But
and like chickens can't fly, and she travelled quite a distance. So how did it get there?
Creepy as I'm sorry. That chicken was creepy as F. I'm telling you, even the way it spoke was creeper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is just weird. It's like, what was it? I thought it was Belinda, but it's not Belinda. It was.
It's not Galinda. It's not Galinda.
No, it's not Galinda. It's not Belinda. Like, I can't even remember now.
It was something to do with Belinda, but that was creepy, and I didn't realise until recently. Do you know, like when they were getting there and all that sand, because that's all outside of Oz, isn't it? And I didn't realise it was
Deadly Desert. The Deadly Desert.
I didn't realise it until I read some stuff about it. God, it's mind-numbing that I read some stuff about the Return to Oz.
Yeah, well,
do you know what I mean?
Back for more, did you?
Yeah, and it was the Wheelers. I didn't know what they were, and are they supposed to be like the flying monkeys?
Yeah, I think so. It was all that thing. Like technically, Tik-Tok was the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow was Jack Pumpkinhead. And the moose must have been the Cowardly Lion.
TikTok just got on my nerves because it was like you just had to keep winding him up. And
the bit that made me and my little one laugh was the bit where I said to him, I said, "Watch this bit," and I was already laughing. It was the bit where she was saying, "We must be quiet." You got them
banging about like some lummox.
Be quiet, TikTok.
He was just like banging it, and then it was like, and I have to be honest, I'd watched it a long time ago, but I really couldn't remember half it. I mean, I was more shocked. So once TikTok come in, bouncing about, and then Wheelers were chasing her, and they went into that house. I mean, God knows what that house was. And then that woman.
Yeah.
There's no way this could have been made for this. This must be made for older kids because she got all the different heads in like
I
glass.
don't know where the head thing come from. Like, my only thought process is that, like, somebody might have watched The Wizard of Oz, tripped on acid or something, and gone, "Do you know what would be a really good alternative for this?
Let's
Is if
put
we,
different.
we took someone's heads off."
All I
It was
kept think
just weird.
when I seen that, all I kept thinking was Wurzel Gummidge, because Wurzel Gummidge took his heads off, didn't he? When and I kept thinking, have they gone back to Wurzel Gummidge? Have we got? But she got all these different heads, hasn't she?
Honestly.
Oh my
And
god! And
you
she
know the bit where, like, she escapes from her and the key is obviously her original head. And I'm like, that if you don't like your face that much, why did you put that head back on?
and the
Like,
glass. And that
yeah,
was and it was like when they got that magic dust or something, and then made that they put that head of that moose on the foot.
moose head.
How the flying F did that ever fly? How
I
did
mean,
that
I'm
take
not being
flight?
fun, but they didn't even have the like they didn't even think like so TikTok was TikTok and Jack was Jack and all these things. And then it was almost like they got round to the moose head and thought, we can't think of a name for it, so we'll just call him Mr. Moosehead.
Mr. Musa. But then put him on that settee with those wings, and it's like that's
Oh,
that. I know that it's magic, and I get that, but you think that can't fly with that weight.
it was
There's
ridiculous.
no.
I mean, it is just ridiculous, like the whole thing. And I just think to myself, like, it belonged in on like the cutting room floor. It
Yeah,
didn't need
but they
to
but
get
they
to TV.
become but it's a bit like they become cult films.
Cult movies. Have you? Because did you see, was it when I sent you the screenshot of Disney Plus and it kind of had a star rating of four
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
half out of five?
Yeah, but that's like, do you know that when so obviously when I asked Mark to do Leanne
Breakfast
to the
Club. Oh,
return to the living dead. I mean that's a cook. I mean that is abysmal. But
I haven't
honestly,
seen it.
so when they all did that, so I did so the film was the only thing that I felt really. I mean, I must admit, I was fine. I felt like I was like. I think I felt like I was over the rainbow, if I'm to be honest, Nick. Somewhere sniffing some over the rainbow. But and as soon as I seen the scarecrow did me even more, because the first
What
before
was
that was
that?
the Camp Rock. That bloke that was in the rock with a camp, he got the red ruby slippers on his feet.
I mean,
I know,
honestly.
and she was crossing
It was the
her legs
way
and
where he was like smoking his pipe at the same time.
with
It
some
was like,
red. So there's no place. I wanted him to go. There's no place like home. There's no.
honestly.
And he was like obsessed with these shoes. And I remember because then they had to go and guess, didn't they? So each one of them had to go into this room once they flew out of the. I mean, they didn't know they flew
Yeah.
on that big settee thing, and then they got caught, and then all the rocks were moving about talking, and then they, they ended up got caught by Camp Rock. Camp Rock. And
Well, what
then
made me laugh was the one with when when they've gone in and obviously Dorothy's figuring it out that it's everything green and she's like,
yeah,
Oz, Oz, and all stuff like this. And the thing for me was like where he's like eating things. So like he ate like the body
I
of Mr.
know.
Moosehead. And then like Jack's being held upside down and Belinda's in there and like she's going, oh my god, Dorothy! Like this. And then
It,
next thing you know, this egg, just like she shits an egg basically.
yeah, and the
And
thing
it's where
is,
he's going,
this. I mean, the thing is, the scarecrow for me was just off his. I mean, that was just something else. And I remember seeing that and I'm thinking, I can't remember when he was saying, "If I only had a brain." It didn't look that
oh,
scary. Is that he was what?
he was weird.
The
There
thing
was
is,
a
you could.
horror movie out, and I can't remember what horror movie it was, but it was someone with like a sack over their head. Can you
That's what
remember
it looked
that? I
like.
don't know
But
what.
the thing is
Yeah.
though, what I thought they would have done with Return to Oz, because you can make them look similar to the original. You know what I mean? Because I've seen people. I've seen comedy sketches where they've done it, and it looks like the original. So they could have done it, but I just think it's like they went. It's like they got someone that literally was high on glue or high on acid
I
or
wonder
absolute.
whether it was almost like a
Mock.
Like in, like a college program, like a college movie,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it looks like you've got a couple of college graduates that are doing film
Yeah,
and tech or whatever, and just said, "You know what? Here's some money. Make the." I mean, it was just. I mean, who knew that the chicken's egg would kill that rock?
I
Even
know.
though he got the ruby slippers on and going, "There's no." He could have said, "There's no place like home," and it was like
It was
I just felt that.
just.
I just felt that it.
And did you notice that, like, Dorothy was younger
Well,
and
so was
Ian
I.
was
I
younger?
know.
Everyone was younger. I was like, if you're
All
returning
I
to
remember,
Boston,
I kept thinking she's come back from 1937 when The Wizard of Oz come out. This one was made whatever years later, but they look
80s, was
younger
that?
than they went. They look younger than they went out then.
I know, so it can't be returned to Oz if she's suddenly, like
Younger,
4 years younger.
and
It's just, the whole thing was weird.
the creepy uncles weren't there, were they? I can't remember the creepy uncles.
Well, the creepy, yeah, because they weren't nowhere to be seen, were they?
No, I mean
They were
that's
left in
probably because
Oz.
they were somewhere over the rainbow, Nick. That's what they were.
Honestly, it
All
is
I,
just one of those movies. I remember when you were talking about all these, like, really
oh
bad
my
movies, and I
god.
thought, I don't think I've ever seen a movie as bad as that. But it's also like a car crash. You can't,
Yeah, yeah.
once you're watching it. It's like, because you're
You
watching it
can't.
in just absolute
I've
amusement
never
of how
I've never
bad it is.
watched I've never watched a film in such disbelief. I have to be honest. I watched it. I mean, it was like, and I just kept thinking, "Where's this going?" Where's this going? But I have to be honest. You probably say one of the worst ones. I actually want to challenge you as well to go and watch Return of the Living
Oh,
Dead,
it's really
Nick. If you want to, honestly,
okay.
Don't let your son watch it though. Only because I mean you can, but there's a lot of nakednesses in it.
There's a
You
lot
know
of
what I mean?
naked what?
Naked booby boobs in
Nakedness.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
So
well,
if you don't,
I've got them, so that's not.
I know, but no, but I'm just saying, if your son wants to watch it with you, it's a bit.
Oh, don't watch it with the 12-year-old, you mean?
Yes, it's a little bit. You know what I mean? It's a bit thing. A bit. If you would like to review that one for me, like Leanne did. I mean, you might have a different perception. I mean, Leanne's as warped as they were in that film because she absolutely. Stop laughing.
I don't know
It's
if
one
I
of
can.
those.
I might have to wait until 2026. There's only
Don't
another
worry.
month.
Whenever you
Yeah.
can, it's already been done once. But Return of Oz. At least, what would you give it out of 5? Though I mean, don't say 5
I
out of
mean,
5, Nick.
for absolute craziness, 5, because
For the plot,
yeah, for plot, like a -5. There is no plot. That's the
mm.
point. There is just no
Do you
plot
know what? It's really
at
bizarre you
all.
saying that because after you were saying like it looks, when you were saying it looks like it does look like students have done it. You're
It
absolutely
does. It
right.
almost looks like a college, like the University of California. I've gone,
I
right,
said, "Yeah, here's some
junior
money.
year in filmmaking.
Do
Take a
that for your
classic movie and
project,
spin it on its head."
and do that for your project, and we'll pass you on that." And that's what it. Yeah, it does. It's one for me. It's one of the most craziest. I, it's one of the most
And,
strangest
like, if
things.
you think about it, like, I can remember when The Wiz came out. Remember The Wiz
Yeah, yeah,
with Michael Jackson, Diana
yeah, yeah.
Ross?
I mean, that was
Yeah,
another
and,
thing
like,
that was
that
off
I
its
thought was
head.
brilliant. What this was, I have no
Uh,
idea. Honestly, I don't have any clue what it was.
I think you've hit the nail on the head when you said it looks like college students have been given
I think
someone
so.
and said, "Go and make this as bizarre as you
No, no, no,
can."
no, no. I don't think they were given any money.
No, they weren't. You're right. They got the props from. I mean, I'm not being. I mean, I didn't even know who Jack was. I mean, who's Jack supposed to be? Is he like? I don't know.
Well, I thought it was like rip-offs of everything. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
yeah,
if we think of well, obviously the Scarecrow and all that, they were from the original, so that wasn't really. But Jack Pumpkinhead was basically like Jack O'Lantern,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I just thought it was just I don't really, the Wheelers used to freak me out. I used to be like, what are they?
Do you know? Do you know what I was watching and I recognised who the girl was? I just thought, you have come along now. You've gone to the craft.
See, I can remember you saying that, and it just, like, that moment where you're like, oh my God, it
It
was
does.
her out of the
Yeah,
crash.
yeah.
freaky in the
I remember
craft.
because I'm brilliant at faces. I mean, as soon as I saw her face up, she was in The Craft. I'm sure it's that girl that was in The Craft.
She
So
played the evil one, didn't
she
she?
did. But so you're giving it -5 for the plot.
I can't give it. Do you know what? No, I think that's being a bit. I think that's being a bit mean. I'm going to give it a -4, just because of the comedy value. Because for nothing else, I still think my two favorite bits, which actually do make me physically LOL, is where she's trying to tell Tik-Tok that they got to be really quiet in that castle that's fully made of glass and
And
metal.
he's bumping around like a brick.
So funny. And I think the Rock King, where he's like looking for these, and he like lifts his little dress up and
I mean, could you imagine when he was talking in such a deep voice? You imagine him to be this big Viking-looking man, and
honestly.
then he's these little tiny.
And then couple that up with the fact that he offered her tea and cakes. It was just like the most campest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Do you know? And the last thing that did me was the
it.
end, because I completely because I've not watched. I didn't realise that it was eggs that would kill him.
Eggs are poison.
Was,
although I can do a really good impression of the Scarecrow. You know, when he comes to life and he goes, Dorothy.
Like he remembers it because it's a completely different person.
Listen,
it's like that witch woman as well. Where did she come from? And she went as soon as she came, didn't she? The witch woman thing with all the heads.
I mean, she ended up in. That's the other thing, right? Because he put her in the cage, didn't he? The Rock King, and then she ended up in the same cage on the back of a carriage in Kansas. It's just like, what's going on?
It was, for me, it felt like it. You're right. When I said to you, it felt like I was tripping. It felt like it just felt like a college people have made it. It feels like when they were making it, they were given no budget. It was like when they were giving it, they were spliffed out the heads. And when they were giving it, they were said, do whatever you want to do. Just make it nothing like the original.
It was the weirdest thing. And I would say anyone who's watching this, just for curiosity alone,
go
and
watch
to have a talking point about the worst movie you've ever seen, it's got to be that movie, surely.
Absolutely. Go, if you want to laugh, if you want to watch something like that and feel like you're high as a kite and it flips from loads of, please go watch Return to Oz. Thanks ever so much for that, Nikki. That was
welcome.
Thanks ever so much for ruining that, and I will speak to you soon. All right, you take care. Bye. How brilliant was that? So if you love the 80s like I do, please go over to my podcast on YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give me a share, a like and a comment and a subscribe, and also follow me. You'll come back now. You hear?